Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to teach you CBSE class 12 first chapter, the last lesson by Alphonse Daudet from the book Flamingo. Alphonse Daudet was a French novelist and a short story writer. The last lesson was canvassed during the time of Franco-Prussian War, which was led by Prussia by Ottoman Bismarck. In this story, we see that the two districts, Alsace and Lorraine of France, had went into Prussian hand. From the story, the author wants to highlight the importance of mother tongue of every human's life. The essence of chauvinism portrayed out from the story. According to the author, the mother tongue is the only weapon by which we can portray out our feelings to others. We can harness our fantasy world, we can harness our thought only by mother tongue. The story also highlights the anti-war essence, the effect of war in the common people's life. Here, the protagonist of the story is Franz. When the story unfolds, we see that Franz did not like to go to school because he had not prepared his participle lesson properly. And he knew that if at all he go to school, he would be severely scolded by his teacher, M. Hamel, for not preparing his lesson properly. So he decided to bunk the school. So he went out from the house and remained reluctant to go to the school, and he started to observe himself by taking the view of the ambience. He started to paint by seeing the chirping of the bird, and also he was tempted by watching the drill performed by the Prussian soldiers. Suddenly, an idea struck him. He wanted to go to school, and when he was just started to go to school, he saw that near the town hall, the people gathered to see the bulletin board. He knew that something has happened, either lost battle or the orders of the commanding officer. Franz was worried to learn the news what had happened. Then suddenly he thought to go to school immediately. He was in a hurry. Then the blacksmith who was standing there requested Franz not to do so hurry because he had ample of time of going to school. Franz became astonished to learn the saying of the blacksmith. When Franz went to school, he saw a queer ambience in the school. The school ambience was like a Sunday morning. There was no pandemonium. There was no hustle and bustle. The children were not unison learning their lessons. He became utterly flabbergasted. Why this had happened? When he went inside the school, he saw pin drop silence everywhere. All the classmates were ready in their places, and the back benches were occupied by the village elders. And M. Hamel were walking up and down terribly with his iron ruler. Franz got frightened to enter the classroom. On the onset, he thought he would go to the class from the back door and would sit quietly without anybody's notice. But on that very day, the situation was different. There was pin drop silence, and M. Hamel was patrolling from one side to another. M. Hamel said kindly to Franz to enter the class and sit and occupy his place properly, because without him the class was already going to begin. M. Hamel was wearing on that day green coat, frilled shirt, little black silk cap, which he generally used to wear during the inspection day or the prize day. The whole ambience looked strange and solemn. Each one who was present there remained absolutely silent and in a grave state. Franz was really surprised to see the old people, sitting at the back of their class, which generally the benches used to remain vacant, but on that very day, the back benches were filled up with the village elders with their primary book of learning. Then Franz feels serious about the situation. M. Hamel then conveyed to all of them that an order had come from Berlin that from henceforth German would be taught in the district of Alsace and Lorraine. Franz for the first time felt sorry for neglecting his studies and remained reluctant to continue his study properly. He felt sorry for procrastinating his work each and every time. He had not learned the French language properly, so he regretted for that. Now, suddenly he got fascinated towards learning French language, and he became sad that M. Hamel was going away. He forgot about all his rough and rude behavior, his cranky nature. He realized that why M. Hamel had put his Sunday's cloth in the honor of the last lesson. The villagers had come on that very day to pay a warming tribute to M. Hamel for his 40 years of dedicated service. And all of them remained respectful for his learning. And M. Hamel also toiled a lot to give a message, thorough message about the French language. Though Franz had not prepared the participle lesson properly, he had failed to give the proper answer to M. Hamel, but he remained very calm and quiet to him and had not said anything to him. Instead, he told that this is the thing had happened only due to the outcome of postponing their work. Actually, the student and him also remained reluctant to be serious on emphasizing or imparting their lesson properly. And the students remained reluctant and postponed their learning each and every day for tomorrow. So, this thing had happened. Moreover, they also feel sorrow and shameful for not learning their mother tongue properly. He then, as a Frenchman, conveyed to them, the students and the parents, that is a very, very shame for them for not learning or not having the proper knowledge about their own mother tongue. Not only that, the parents are also blamed for this situation because most often they had not sent their children properly in the school in the lieu to send them to various places for work in the term of money. And he also blamed himself because most often he just ordered the children for small errands for watering the plants, etc. Moreover, he had also given holidays when he went out for fishing with his friends. He felt ashamed for his performance also. M. Hamel also conveyed that French language is the most beautiful language in the world, and it is the clearest and the logical language. And this language is the mother tongue of the French people, and it is the only key language to their prison, because only by the mother tongue they can express their inner feelings. He then started to give the lesson in grammar and explained in a very easy way so that each and every person can learn the last lesson properly at one go. Mr. M. Hamill did his utmost to inculcate within everybody the lesson of French at one put, but Franz then suddenly felt interested to learn the French language, and he also found it very easy. And M. Hamill also gave each and every one a copy to write and asked them to write Alsace and France, Alsace and France. Each and every one dedicatedly, in a pin drop silence, started to write Alsace and France, and the ambience remained very quiet with no sound instead of scratching the pen on the paper. Suddenly, a beetle came inside their classroom, but nobody paid attention to it. In the outside, everyone heard the cooing of a pigeon. Suddenly, Franz thought that whether the pigeon would be allowed to coo from the next day in German language. He felt that the importance of learning the mother tongue properly, and he also felt as some assent for not preparing his lesson regularly in regular time. M. Hamill had served the school dedicatedly in 40 years. Nothing had changed. Only the desk had become very, the benches also became very, and outside the window, the garden also remained the same, only the trees in the garden had grew some taller. The hobvine had been twined about the window to the roof, and each and everything remained the same. And then suddenly the church clock struck 12, and the Prussian soldier started to trumpet under the school window, and then each and everyone remained silent. Everyone became emotional. Tears rolled down from their eyes. M. Hamill took a piece of chalk and wrote on the blackboard, Vive la France, that is, live long France. And he became so much emotional, so much sympathetic, and his voice choked, and without saying any word, he made a gesture to the students as well as the village elders that the school had been dismissed. So, this is all about the chapter. So, from this story, the author wants to inculcate to the readers that we should not procrastinate our work. We should do the work on time so that each and everything will become convenient for us to grasp properly. Moreover, time is very precious, which once flow out will never come back to our life again. Here also one thing is highlighted, that when Franz thought the cooing of the pigeon would be changed into German language from the next day, it portrays out that the animals are free. They are not bound with the materialistic pleasure or the materialistic rules and regulations of the world. So they are free. Until and unless they are captivated, put in behind a bar, they are free. This is also highlighted in the story. And one thing also highlighted is that the love for mother tongue. And the mother tongue is the only weapon to establish our thoughts. That is the key to our prison. That is the most important thing which has been discussed in this story vividly. Now the important questions are: what causes destruction and hatred? Discuss. Does the story give the universal truth? Discuss. Third question: discuss the feeling of France on the day of the last lesson. And the last question is: why the village elders and the students and also M. Hamel remained sad during the time of last lesson? And what was the reaction of M. Hamel at the last lesson, and why he remained quiet and made a gesture for the villagers and the students to go away? That school is dismissed. Discuss. And the last question is: what impression do you gather from the character of M. Hamel? This is all about the lesson. And until the next video, stay safe, stay blessed. If you like my teachings, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.